I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, really breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
All that in a bag of potato chips.
It's that Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Hump day, the middle of the week.
The thing that everybody dreads the most.
It's almost as...
Other than Monday.
I was going to say, it's almost as pain in the butt as Monday.
You know, that's what a lot of people have. They have a lot of pain in the butts on Monday.
They call it Monday Part 2.
Yeah.
Monday's back. 3. This time, it's pissed off.
Right, every time. It's pissed off. It's Monday.
Yeah.
I don't trust Mondays.
I don't either. The only thing I had going for me today is I got my hair cut. Beard trim.
Yeah.
That was it.
It's clean.
This morning, my head was smooth. This is how fast my hair grows. Okay.
Like the stubble now?
It's already got stubble, and it was, when I say smooth, it was like a baby's butt.
Mm-hmm. That's just how it works.
And it's already stubbly.
Yeah, that's just how it works.
I need to invest in one of those palm shavers or whatever so I can just start doing it on myself. Yeah. It'd be a whole lot easier and cheaper because I always keep it this short anyway.
Just start buffing it.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Start signaling ships from across the ocean.
I can see. You just turn in circles. I'll shine a light. You turn in a circle. It'll be great.
You just bounce it off my head. Beep, 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 beep.
Anyway.
Rocks ahead, ahoy!
Oh, yeah, there we are. Okay. Yeah, so, more than a dozen members of the House Democrat caucus are calling for a mandate.
Of course they are.
Mm-hmm. A mandate!
And it's never on anything good.
No, usually when they call for a mandate, it means that sexual harassment has happened. But anyway.
Usually, yes.
Usually. But no.
Not this time.
This one would require members of Congress and staff of the U.S. Capitol to get vaccinated against the COVID-19 or get tested twice a week.
They've been touting this and pushing this for a while.
Mandate.
Like back and forth. They've been saying this forever. Why now?
Mandate.
This is so stupid.
Quote, "We write to you today to express our belief that the U.S. Congress should be considering a vaccine requirement for members and the staff of the U.S. Capitol complex, or at minimum, twice per week testing for those who are unable to verify positive vaccination status."
I like how they say unable to verify. Not saying refusing, because God forbid that, anybody in Congress, any of their staffers actually have some kind of, a moral stance or what have you. Mm-hmm. To say, no, I just don't want to do this.
Well, this is in a letter that's been written to the physician, the attending physician for the U.S. Congress, Brian Moynihan.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of people that sent a letter to one of the guys.
Saying, hey, now you need to...
We
want you to require everyone to come into your office and make you work more.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly. Quote, "We look forward to continuing the conversation about what we can promote safety, about ways that we can promote safety on Capitol Hill, and appreciate your serious consideration of a vaccine requirement for members and staff of the U.S. Capitol complex."
I love how in every facet of everyday life, they are trying to push for a mandatory vaccine for people.
Yeah.
But since they can't actually have a mandatory vaccine for people, they try to convince other people to do it, like this, and businesses and all this other stuff. You really need to do that. You really do.
This is also what happens when the median age of the people that are in Congress are 57. I mean, when you're 55 and above, which is basically 90% of you, you're going to be concerned about the fact that you might catch the COVIDs. because you might actually die from it.
You could die.
So,
I'm so sorry.
still in there, isn't it?
It's stuck.
Still there.
It's stuck.
Yeah, the letter said that the staff face a heightened coronavirus risk due to visitors coming from throughout the nation. Visitors coming from throughout the nation. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It should have pick one.
Yeah, pick one, either from or throughout. Pick one.
Something.
Yeah. And due to the significant amount of domestic and international travel by people who work there. Quote, we feel the utmost responsibility. The utmost responsibility. So much responsibility to prioritize the safety of our staff. Just as any employer should feel towards those who report to them.
Right.
Many other government agencies, businesses, universities, and hospitals are beginning to implement vaccine requirements.
See, there it is.
The science is clear
No, it isn't.
that vaccinations can save lives and help guide our country out of this terrible pandemic.
I love how I seen this as a meme the other day, or it might have been today, how it's funny how we all as kids were grown up and taught to never give in to peer pressure.
Never give in.
Never to allow somebody to push you into doing something you don't want to do. And yet, here it is. Well, look, the entire Congress and everyone on Capitol Hill is, they're getting checked and they're doing all this stuff. We're pushing to make sure that, you get your vaccines because it's going to save your life, even though you might be in your mid-20s, maybe 30.
Or way younger.
Or, but, well, not going to be
way
that
younger.
many. You're not going to be younger than 20 working in the, no.
Internship, son.
No, not even in.
I know. They
Guaranteed.
don't.
You're going to be 21 minimum, I bet.
That keeps them from being called pedophiles.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Like, we require 21 or older.
That's a whole different.
That's a whole different ballgame, isn't it?
Yeah, a different conversation for another day.
Yeah. The letter also said that, quote, a vaccine requirement issued by the nonpartisan office of the attending physician may even contribute to the depoliticization of the COVID-19 vaccine in Capitol Hill and back home.
So, by having someone who is allegedly nonpartisan.
Yeah, that's useless. He's definitely not.
Well, no. But just let's assume for the moment, because we don't know. Let's assume for the moment
say that he is perfectly unbiased.
Let's say he is perfectly unbiased.
All right.
Okay. And
all right.
They put him in a spot because once he makes a decision, either doing it or not.
Yeah, now he has to stick with it, and he's become politicized.
He becomes partisan at that point.
You become political the moment that you decide whichever way you fall on
Choose a side, for whom will you stand? That's basically what
Choose
this is.
your character. That's it.
That's pretty much how it goes. This is dumb. It's just dumb. The whole thing is dumb.
Yeah. See, last week after the CDC issued guidances that recommended that the fully vaccinated wear masks in indoor public spaces in part of the country with substantial and high transmission, Monahan, the attorney, the attending physician, issued a memo which stated this:
Okay.
For meetings in an enclosed U.S. House of Representatives controlled space, masks are required. Controlled spaces.
Define a controlled space.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they'll come up with something. They'll have an answer. But
we'll get to that.
I'm sure
we'll get to that. Yeah. Biden announced last week.
For the 2 minutes he was coherent?
Yeah, that's right. No, that was the other 2 minutes because the first 2 minutes he was coherent. He was telling people that Cuomo should drop.
Oh yeah, you got about like a 5-minute window to.
Yeah. So
speak
he had
to him.
both
And
of those
after
things. Yeah. President Biden announced last week that federal government employees must attest to their vaccination status, and that those who have not been vaccinated will be required to test once or twice
or 3 times a lady
per week. wear masks, and engage in social distancing. It's a lot, man.
No, it's not. It's actually
It's a lot.
No, it's kind of pointless actually.
What are you saying is pointless? I mean, what do you mean?
It's
What do you
a
mean
little
pointless?
pointless because here's the deal. I was flipping through an article today, and
Article or 7.
came across Sky News from over in the UK.
What would they have anything to do
well,
with America? I mean, come on.
Just
I mean, whatever.
hear me out.
Sky
on that.
News.
There's only a 50% chance of the Oxford coronavirus vaccine working because cases in the UK are declining so fast. One of the scientists behind it have warned. There's only a 50% chance that this vaccine in the UK will work because apparently COVID is disappearing in the UK.
It is.
University of UK's Jenner Institute and the Oxford Vaccine Group began developing COVID-19 vaccine in January using a virus taken from chimps.
Chimps. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But with the number of UK coronaviruses dropping every day, there may not be enough people to test it on, according to the Institute's director, Professor Adrian Hill.
Wait. Why would you need testing when it's, the vaccine? I mean, come on.
Well, but you have to have something to test it on. Because again, they haven't actually cleared all this stuff. We could probably go back and dig and everything else. This whole thing, we've said it before, is a trial.
Yeah.
All of this is a trial.
Everything is a trial.
You're not. There's a reason why they can't officially mandate anything because of the fact that it still hasn't been approved by the FDA.
Or anywhere else.
And it probably never will. Just saying, at the rate that everything's going. But I digress.
You digress.
He told the Sunday Telegraph, quote, "It's a race against the virus's disappearing and against time. We said earlier in the year that there was an 80% chance of developing an effective vaccine by September. But at the moment, there's a 50% chance we'll get no results at all.
No results at all?
We're in a bizarre position of wanting COVID to stay at least for a while," end quote.
That is a very weird position.
Isn't it, though?
It's a very awkward position to have as a scientist that's trying to get rid of a disease. You're saying you want people to stay infected so that you can then test on those people to make sure that if it happens again, you have something in effect that's gonna maybe work.
Well, here's the deal. If it goes away,
then it doesn't matter.
then that one goes away. And the vaccine is useless because it comes back as a variant. It comes back
every time,
mutated
every time.
Look at how the flu goes. It's the same thing.
Every year you have a new flu.
Yeah. So they're literally complaining that they cannot, or that the coronavirus is going away.
Enough.
And yeah, it's going away so fast that they can't create a vaccine to save people from the virus that's dying fast.
Well, you saw the graphs yesterday.
On its own. I did. I was there.
You saw the graphs yesterday. And that was only talking about America and from the CDC.
Uh-huh.
It's obvious that it is going away.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the variant is. It doesn't matter all the rest of it. It doesn't matter the exponential growth. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but when your numbers are like 4 and 5 and it suddenly jumps to 2,000 out of nowhere,
then you can panic.
That's exponential growth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
then
if it
you can
stabilizes,
panic.
well, if it stabilizes, which is basically what it's doing now, they're like, oh, it's been doubling and tripling and no, it hasn't.
I mean, that's because of herd immunity, even though they've gone through and changed the definition of what herd immunity means.
Right.
According to the CDC.
And then you have things like the president literally dropping off 7,000 people that are already infected with the coronavirus into states that currently don't have any mask mandates. And then going on air and saying that, well, there's one of the reasons why, we're still having to do all this stuff is because, certain states like Texas and Florida aren't
doing their part.
They're not doing their part. They're not leading their people properly. It's like, no, I'm sorry. You're dropping the virus into the area.
Yeah.
And then claiming the numbers.
Yeah. Weird how it goes. On Saturday, 282 people were reported to have died of the virus in the UK across hospitals, care homes, and communities. Figures fallen dramatically since the peak of Britain's outbreak when almost 1,000 people were dying a day in hospitals alone.
Yeah, well, that's another problem. If 1,000 people were dying a day in hospitals in Britain, that means you weren't doing your job and treating them properly because of politics.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But you can't admit to that. That's not a thing. Trials of the vaccine, officially known as the, I'm not going to...
COVID-19.
Actually, it's pronounced Chadix 1.
It's chode.
That's not how
It's chode.
It's chode, but it's not, it doesn't say chode. It's not spelled that way. Began with an initial phase of testing on 160 healthy volunteers between the ages of 18 and 55 to see if it could effectively fight off the virus. The study is set to progress to a second and third phase, which will involve testing up to 10,260 people and expanding the ages of participants to include children and the elderly.
Stop it. Do not include children into these tests.
Oh, no, they're going to.
There's no reason to include children.
They're going to. Because they can. But if not enough people are able to catch the virus, scientists say they will not have enough evidence to prove it is effective and roll out for the NHS to use. So again, it's going away on its own at such a speed and such a pace that they can't create a quote-unquote vaccine to cure it, and they're pissed about it.
Right.
That's the problem. They're pissed about it. How dare this? We have no excuses now.
So you're upset. You're upset that what?
Yeah.
You don't have enough people dying?
Pretty much. Chadix 1, a weakened version of the common cold virus, which is avian virus, which causes infections in chimpanzees. The virus has been manipulated so that it cannot harm humans, but also contains part of the coronavirus so that it would trigger the body's immune response to COVID spikes proteins in which enters at human cells and multiply.
So there's some more things that are problematic with. I know they're doing this. This is in Oxford, whatever. That's fine for
it's
the British.
The Englands.
That's the British, the Englands, and all the rest of it. You know, some of the bigger problems that we're starting to have is that they're now realizing that the COVID vaccine is basically like the flu shot. And what I mean by that is you get it and it lasts you about 6 months, and then you'd have to get it again.
Yeah.
It's just as related as the flu shot. So what does that tell you about the virus itself and about the vaccine itself?
That it's useless. It really is useless.
Yeah, it's
something
that you're going to have to get used to. You don't have to do it. It's the same thing as the flu shot. We don't call it a flu vaccine.
No.
Because it's not a vaccine. Nope. We call it a flu shot.
It's a shot.
Why do we call it a flu shot? Because you're getting a milder version of the flu pumped into your arm.
Yeah. As a way to trigger
the immune response
in your body.
Right, which makes you sick, which is why everybody gets sick. Dylan worse than most.
Yeah.
And then you're okay for a few months. You don't have to do that, though.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. One of the best ways that you can make sure that your body isn't going to get keeled over the coronavirus
is with American Pride Roasters coffee. No, sorry.
No,
are we early on that?
No, we're early on that one. That's a bit early. We're about 30 minutes on that one.
Sorry.
So yeah, no, is vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc.
Yeah,
that's it.
You know what? A little bit of garlic and wouldn't help. It wouldn't hurt either.
Oh yeah, so my
garlic
wife,
is good for you.
My wife likes to make this thing called golden milk.
Now, having eaten quite a bit of things in this house, especially as of late, which are nasty and
but that's only for the show.
Doesn't matter.
That was only for the show.
It doesn't matter. That sounds dangerous.
It sounds dangerous, I know, but it's like turmeric milk.
Okay.
It's turmeric and garlic. It's this like heavily garlicked turmeric thing. And
So it's like a rosemary kind of cream thing.
it's a rosemary cream sauce sort of thing, but it's just the sauce. It's literally just like you drink it like you drink tomato soup.
You dip it with bread?
You could.
Okay.
You could, but you don't. You normally just still warm.
Yeah.
My wife loves the stuff, and it's like heavily mineralized. You know, it's
good for you.
It's good for you.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
It is one.
All you have to do is take care of yourself, which I'm terrible at, but still, taking care of yourself, whether it is with just making sure that you have the right vitamins in your system, making sure that you have all of this nutrition that you're supposed to be having on a daily basis, not the food triangle, by the way. The pyramid. Food pyramid.
That's a joke.
That is the dumbest POS thing I have ever seen in my life.
Big Grain ran that.
Honestly.
It was Big Grain.
But think about that, honestly.
I did. I just told you it was Big Grain.
No, but really though, the bottom of the food pyramid is the grain.
Yeah.
Is all of the grains, all the stuffs that make you full. You're supposed to eat more things that make you full and not actually nutritious. Yeah. Just full.
Isn't that weird? Kind of silly, isn't it?
Things that fill you up faster, but not nutritious.
Hey, let's watch it now. Don't need to be filling anything up there.
Hey, I'm not filling it up. I'm not feeling, just filling.
Filling.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So,
yeah.
just so y'all are aware of that now, Congress is pushing to get vaccines and stuff done, while in the UK,
they're obviously saying
they're
don't
dropping
have enough people. Yeah, we don't have enough people. So
yeah, because the virus cases are dropping.
it's basically useless.
It's going away.
Mm-hmm.
So there. Over on the Twitters at DOAE Show, the Oblivion Flickering says Monday is Wednesday's variant plus. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So is Prime also on Twitter. Depoliticizing something that is purely political, never gonna happen.
Yeah, the Knights Who Say Knee over there
It
also
falls apart that way.
saying that when it comes back, I hope it comes back as the alligator variant. It's a good Loki reference. Good job.
It's good.
Alligator Loki.
That's
Good job.
Good. Oblivion Flickering also on Twitter. Someday as you lie in your deathbed, would you trade all of the days from this one to that for just one moment of medical freedom? Braveheart.
Yeah. Toby McAvoy over on the YouTubes. Mm-hmm. In your list of natural preventatives, you omitted Eye of Newt, Wing of Bat. Seriously, though, I agree with your focus of natural remedies over pharmaceutical ones. Yeah.
Always start there first, and then you work your way up into the chemicals.
Yeah. If you
can do it.
I want so badly to not have to be the person that relies on 17 different pills.
I'm the same way. I'd much rather God
created
the body in a very fantastic and amazing way to be able to handle and do and deal with a lot of things, and I would kind of like it to do what it was created to do.
A lot of things.
Yes, and not kind of be dependent.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of being dependent of anything, let alone medication. Slightly Breeding Kink Kirk over on Twitter. Exponential, what's that? How are you going to reach the other side of the aisle? They only know exponential.